So basically what's gonna happen is we're not gonna receive any beaters. Boys, we're gonna do another yap session, okay? Basically the objective is to keep you guys updated with a couple of things that are happening with Ekko and of course, you know, my personal life also. So, one, the warehouse is pretty full again, okay? We recently received 35,000 units of beaters and unfortunately there's a political issue happening in Bangladesh where the government is just, their mentality is, I don't know. Anyway, so basically what's gonna happen is we're not gonna receive any beaters for a very long time because everything is closed. When the students are essentially trying to protest, they responded by shutting down their internet so they can get access to, you know, exposing their brutality. And I believe 150 people unfortunately passed away in the process and then more than 500 were hurt. And then they placed them in a full-blown curfew where gave the rights to the police to shot, you know, basically license to kill. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. There's a couple of donations that I did in the back end. I don't think I can say that in TikTok. I feel like it's gonna attract bad crowds, but genuinely feel horrible because especially in Bangladesh, it's hard, man. It's hard to like get through. So anyway, I do want to let you guys know that we got quite a bit of goods. There's a huge launch coming up for us. Basically, we're getting, I believe we got literally 800,000 worth of just protein. So there's a lot of shipments over there that arrived. Now, as you can probably tell here, let me see, I'm gonna not track my face. So if you can see right there, all of these are completely filled. And the reason is for that drop that's coming up. And we're filling up with our inventory. And on this lane too, just completely everything is filled. So literally 2 weeks ago, we were like relatively empty. We're making sure FBT also has them in stock. But I believe we're getting like $2.5 million worth of total goods in terms of clothing and supplements. Supplements are roughly around 1.8, I think, or I don't know. But obviously the energy drinks, as you can probably tell, and more so, and there's more on the way. Like another two truckload maybe, or maybe 1 truckload worth of goods are still hasn't been received. So we got our collagen peptides are also coming in. So we have our energy drinks right here. But yeah, quite a bit inventory are back in stock. But yeah, another update I want to give you guys is our house. So we're looking to basically buy this land at $260,000 for 2.6 acre. We're making an offer. Even if the offer doesn't get approved, we are going to be moving forward because I like that little flat land. There's some trees. It has a lot of potential. So instead of basically the house that we wanted to buy was like $3.5 million, and then they came down to 3.15, and we want to stay at 3 million, which would have been a huge stress. If I'm being stressed, like I would have actually had to not necessarily cancel, but I wouldn't be able to place a lot of POs if I went with that house. You guys know, the more to be fully transparent, the more I pull money away for my personal need, the more I can't do a lot of fun stuff or a lot of optional POs. So I'll have to strictly stay on like absolutely necessary POs. But right now, like, you know, if there's a, like for instance, we just got our electrolyte capsules, right? It's it's like, what is it? A commodity product? Like it's like one of those products maybe we'll sell like 5 or 10, right, within a week. So there's no need for me to like place a PO, but you know, that's the typical Ekko manner. It's like, if I see any sort of, you know, if there's a 5-4 comments, I'm making a new product. If I start to pull a lot of money for myself, we may not do those, right? That's how I can kind of like, you know, sort of pay myself and like justify paying myself rather, right? Because making sure the foundation of Ekko remains intact, and then can we only expand into more fun stuff. So anyway, we did not go forward with that house because I would have had to, I have some money in my savings now, and I would have had to pull significant amount of cash from my savings, not savings, excuse me, from Ekko. And so so we're holding off onto that. This land is only 260K. So the down payment requirement is extremely low, and then we can get started with like a builder. So basically, we will be utilizing the same builder that built that house that we loved at a much bigger land. So to give you a perspective, that house, the entire house was like at a 10,000 square feet building, or space, lot rather. Our warehouse is 48,000 square feet. So like 1/4 of this warehouse was the lot of that big house. But the good thing is the house was like 6,000 square feet. Yeah, 6,000. So the house details and everything was just like incredibly well done. So my realtor was like, hey, what if you spend, because if you spend like, 1.2, $1.5 million on that house, you're gonna be able to, create that, if not better house for that budget. So we're like, holy shit, yes, absolutely, let's do that. So we're gonna take more time. The more time I have, the more money I can save, and then, blah, blah. So we do have a little bit setback with the female clothing, by the way. So we found out that our fit model for up until now was Tori. Now the problem is Tori is very, very skinny, and we sent out the sample that we got based off of Tori's fit to some creators. So I've been selecting quite a bit creators myself, and sort of like building a team already. Now, basically what's happening is the guys are doing the forklifts. I'll get out of their way. So basically what's happening is the creators that we sent out the samples to, even though they sized up, it was still super, super tight. Like their thighs were super tight. Their like belly area was super tight. So we're gonna have to look, and I told the developer, I was like, hey, these are the feedback that we're getting. They're like, all right, so dude, if you are gonna be changing the fit, you have to do it ASAP, because we don't wanna lose any more time. So to give you guys updated, Tori may not end up being the fit model for Ekko. Hopefully, we believe that she can fit in extra small, because her true to size with other brands is typically small. The problem is, I'm not gonna mention the brand, that the initial sizes were meant after this particular brand that's like pretty, industry standard basically of that brand's fit. So that was too big for Tori, and then which in return, was too small for the other girls. But anyway, good news is we are working on building a team, and it's coming into pieces a little bit. A lot of the projects have already gone live, and our sales have been actually fantastic. Oh, another good news, a fantastic news actually. We actually approved another source from China this time. Actually, I swear to God, I don't know if you're gonna believe me, I'm paying more from China for these beaters than my brother. So I would rather stick to my brother, but my brother isn't able to ship out at the level that we need. Like at this point, we have the ability to move more than 250,000 units of beaters every month, which is like essentially, $1 million worth of investment. So to be fully transparent, I think the new source is gonna cost me 30% more, but I'm gonna try my best not to increase the prices for you guys. However, they don't have the ability to ship out pallets after pallets. It's gonna be like what they normally do with like UPS. So every day with like blanks and everything, we get like 8, 9 boxes, 20 boxes of blanks, which is gonna be a horrendous process. But I already wired I think $200,000 for a deposit of around like 100,000 units. I think it's gonna cover only like a little bit less than 100,000 units, but yeah. So we wired that money, and they're getting started. We have a huge launch coming up on August 5th. Hopefully we'll be able to get some of those, because if we can get the beaters, we can really make that launch very, very successful. But yeah, I'll stop yapping. I'll keep you guys posted. For now, peace is peace.